Hey guys, Wafa here for another video. For those of you who haven't been here before, I'm an ex-investment banker turned professional and career coach and speaker. In this channel, I love talking about burnout prevention, self-care, health and wellness, and fulfilling career transitions. So if any of these sound good to you, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel not to miss any further updates. Back in my investment banking days, I typically worked between 60 to 70 plus hours a week. And most of my clients also work between 60 to 80 hours a week. When we work that much at work, what happens is we're forced to juggle between many areas of our life. And I'm talking leisure, family and friends, health and fitness, our career obviously, and other areas of our personal life. Having to juggle between so many areas of life is for sure exhausting, and it can create an imbalance between some of them. So trying to juggle all of them is definitely a tall order. And when someone is working 60 hours plus in our day job, it does not make sense to want to go there. So the first thing I share with my audience is to figure out your core life priorities. And I have created the perfect workshop to help you do that. In the description box below, I've inserted a link to my goal setting workshop. In this short workshop, I help you figure out what are your core areas of priority in life amongst the many ones that we constantly typically tend to juggle between. And this is really important because until you figure that out, you may constantly try to juggle between all the areas of your life, namely try to get your fitness and health on point, try to get your career on point and get a promotion, try to spend more time with your family members, try to buy new clothes and stay on trend, try to learn new skills, new languages, or get new certifications out there, try to apply for an MBA, etc., etc., and etc. There's so many others. And this is something I always repeat to my clients. When you are someone who works 60 hours plus, there is no space for that because your energy is limited. The amount of hours we have during a given day are limited. So essentially, when we juggle between many areas of priorities, we may tend to get the impression at first that we're being productive because we're multitasking, we're trying to do it all. But what it does is that it really wears us off. We divide our attention, but also our energy between multiple areas of our life, which is overall less efficient. Okay, so once you figured out your core priorities in life, that means that you're now able to focus on 2-3 areas of your life to dedicate all your laser focus and attention to, and then leave the rest constant as is because you're satisfied and you think that they're good enough. Once you're able to do that, that should help you declutter your mind and better cope and survive with such a busy schedule because you don't have to be everywhere anymore. Now that you've done that, let's move on to step 2, which is boost your energy levels. And the way I love to do that is through self-care. It is incredibly important when you work over 60 hours a week to recharge your batteries. And it's really important that no matter whether you're at work or outside of work, you focus on activities, you engage in activities that will recharge your energy levels instead of deplete them. If you're at a workplace that helps you recharge your energy levels because you're passionate about what you're doing, because your team is uplifting and you love what you're doing and you feel really fulfilled there, that's incredible. The number one advice I love to share with my clients and my audience is if you have long hours and if you work over 60 hours a week, your number one focus is to rest. So you want to focus on activities that will really recharge you. So you want to pay attention to your sleep, you want to pay attention to your nutrition, you want to pay attention to your hydration levels. So when it comes to workouts, you want to focus on workouts that re-energize you instead of completely brutalize and destroy you in one sitting. And then the next day you're left for days and days, with soreness. And you also want to focus on how much the people around you, your tribe, your network fulfills you and recharges you. If they're depleting your energy, that's a no. So my second tip is when you work a lot, focus on activities that will really recharge you and pay attention to the basics such as sleep, nutrition, hydration, working body movement, and supportive people that will help you feel rested and recharged. And finally, my last tip is to pay attention to your schedule. For busy people, it's not about having more time because again, we only have 24 hours in a day, but it's about being more present in what we do and doing better. That's why in step 1, we focused on identifying our core life priorities, and on step 2, we focused on identifying the self-care routine that will recharge us. Now that you have those 2 pieces of information, you could embed them in your schedule and make sure that you take the simplest action possible. For example, in step 1, if one of your core priorities is health and fitness, and in step 2, you identified working out as a self-care activity that could help recharge you. So in step 3, if you work over 60 hours a week and sometimes you may spend some nights at the office, it would make sense to start thinking about the simplest way you can get workouts in to make sure that you recharge, you move your body, and you still move forward on that area of priority. In that scenario, it can make sense for you to work out from home, for example, instead of investing in an expensive gym that is far away and that you may barely go to. I've had a client who worked in investment banking and she really wanted to focus on improving her fitness and she loved dancing, but for some reason she was really hell-bent on going to the gym and getting 1-hour workouts. And that made complete sense because she loved working out and we're all familiar with the rush of endorphins that it gives us. However, she was stuck at the office most nights and really slept after 2-3 a.m. Therefore, she really tried to get some workouts in whenever she had more time. However, the down case was that she often was crippled with a lot of muscle pain and soreness. She rarely worked out and she often spent her nights at the office, so her sleep quality was already not so good. So no wonder that her body was too stressed out to be able to handle 1-hour workouts. So in her scenario, it made complete sense to work together to help her to work from home and enjoy some dance workouts that she loved so much and make them shorter. That way she could work from home and have much more fun and have and experience less soreness the next day. And by following this less is more logic whenever you work a lot, it really helps you work smart and focus on the things that will help you move towards your goals in your areas of priorities, and you can delegate the rest or automatize the rest. Thinking about self-care from this perspective really makes it much easier to infuse and embed into your busy schedule instead of trying to brainstorm about ways to free more time, which you don't have anyways when you work a lot. Finally, I wanted to end this video by sharing 3 huge lessons to remember so that you can be successful in surviving your fast-paced weeks. The first thing to keep in mind is to really pay attention to how much you are already doing, how much you have on your plate already. High achievers tend to forget how much they are already doing. And when we're talking about someone who's working 60 hours plus, we really want to remind that person that they're already putting in 60 hours a week, which is a lot. That's 12 hours a day. That's half of a day. That's 50% of every single day. That's a lot. This really helps put things back into perspective and give ourselves more grace. And that way we can be much more realistic when it comes to scheduling other things in our life. By not being aware of how much work we're putting in, we tend to just try to pile on more and more and more, overestimating what we can do in a day or in a week, and then get really frustrated when we cannot make it happen. The second thing to remember is energy. When you work a lot, it's so important to really focus on recharging your own batteries. We are not invincible and we don't have an unlimited supply of energy all day. So it's important that this energy gets charged every single day. And again, high achievers really tend to forget that. And as long as they can stand up and take the subway and get to work and function, they think they're okay. But energy is a bit more complicated than that. When we're really recharged, we can feel how much easier it is for us to focus on something and think quicker and move quicker, and we're more creative, more nimble, and our mood as well is much more stable. Energy is extremely important, and just like our phones, we need to charge it every single day. Why would we keep our phones charged and not our bodies? It does not make sense. So if you're very busy and you're living a fast-paced life, it's only important to, one, keep in mind how much effort you're already putting, and two, understanding how much you need to put to recharge yourself to keep going on at the same pace. I love reminding my clients that, because by keeping these rules in mind, we can truly prevent cases of burnout. And finally, once you're really mindful of how much work and effort you're already putting in and how much energy and how important it is for you to recharge your batteries, it's time, number 3, to be aware of the why behind all of your actions. No matter how much rest you get, or how much self-care you put in, or how much work and resilience you leverage at work to keep going, if you don't know why you're there, you're sort of running on an empty fuel. So if you're doing something that doesn't recharge you, if you don't know why you're there every single day, if it doesn't align with your vision or you want to build in your life, that's likely to deplete you. And these things cannot be charged by eating a healthy meal or sleeping 8 hours of sleep. They help, but ultimately you'll still feel empty inside. So knowing what you want to do in life and why you're showing up to work every day is extremely important in helping you survive a fast-paced lifestyle. Now I'm curious, what do you do to stay fresh and energized and survive your fast-paced weeks? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to watch more videos like this, click on the screen. See you soon. Bye.